8.3 liters, 10 cylinders, and it's a manual.
The dark red.
Oh, really?
Yeah, beautiful trucks.
Oh, it's such a blast to drive, man.
Take care of it. The money's going up, the value.
Every time I get behind the wheel of a Dodge Ram, I just want everyone to get the f out of my way. I'm gonna start off by saying I like this truck a lot. You know, I've had a lot of cool vehicles over the years. I've had cool cars, cool trucks, but I really like this truck. And the Ram SRT-10, you know what I mean? It's fun, it's fast, and it's powerful. I don't know what this truck does to me, but you just gotta hit your wife in this truck, dude. It's part of the Ram experience. You just feel like a badass motherfucker driving this thing, you know what I mean? These were a big deal back in the day. Hulk Hogan even had a yellow Ram SRT-10, so that means these trucks gotta be something cool if Hulk Hogan drove one. The 8.3 liter, 500 horsepower V10 paired with a 6-speed manual in the smallest truck configuration there is. It is just an absolute blast to drive. You can pretty much thank Ford for the existence of the Ram SRT-10, because if it wasn't for the second generation Lightning, Dodge probably wouldn't have made a truck as ridiculous as this thing. Especially for like 2004, you're like, we're just gonna put the Viper engine in the Ram, you know what I mean? I believe Dodge only produced this truck for about 3 years. Fun fact, all regular cab SRT-10s are manual transmission. In 2005, I think they gave you a quad cab. All of those are the 4-speed automatic. In my opinion, the single cab is the one to have. I was like blown away when I first got in the truck, you know what I mean? Immediately I noticed that the shifter feels like really good. It's a lot tighter than you would initially think, especially if you've driven like an older manual truck with like the 3-foot broomstick shifters. They just kind of shift like ass, you know what I mean? But this thing's pretty tight. Let's make our way to the inside of the Ram SRT-10. The first thing you're gonna notice is the cab of this truck is absolutely massive. It is by far the biggest cab of any single cab truck. They even give you a full 12 inches of storage space behind the driver's seat and passenger seat. If it's one thing that Dodge did right with this truck, the cab is huge. There's really nothing that special about the inside of the Ram SRT-10. It is a very comfortable truck to drive. The seats are really nice. I think the SRT-10 embroidery on the headrest looks pretty cool. It's kind of like an Alcantara material in the middle of these seats, but they do come factory with an oil temp gauge in the pillar. I love the factory Hurst shifter. Aesthetically, it looks really nice, and the placement is pretty spot on. They also have a unique set of white face gauges that I think are exclusive to the SRT-10. Can't forget the world's fastest production pickup truck plaque right here. Push to start, just like the Viper. Got this big center console here, tons of storage space, and you know, if you wanted to flip it up like this, put someone in the middle, make them very uncomfortable, you could do that. For something with a stock exhaust, it actually sounds pretty good. Not exactly the most fuel efficient truck. They're also equally as famous for getting horrendous gas mileage. Like this truck gets like 9 miles to the gallon if you're driving it normal, but if you're driving it like an ass, you can expect less. these trucks pretty much have a bulletproof drivetrain because it's just a big pushrod V10 with a T56 manual and a Dana 60 axle. Like, this thing, it's not breaking that easily, you know what I mean? It's a pretty reliable truck. And in many ways, it might even be a better buy than a Dodge Viper because you're getting the same exact drivetrain. It's just as cool, it's just as rare, and it's literally like half the price. Like, it just has that old school, raw, analog feel. And it's so cool that it's like just in a pickup truck, you know what I mean? Time to pop the hood on the Ram SRT-10. Let's check it out real quick. This hood is also very, very light, but this is the heart of the Ram SRT-10. The very thing that makes this truck so ridiculous and so special. The 505 cubic inch Viper V10, 8.3 liters of American muscle, and it's literally the same exact engine as the Dodge Viper. It's not detuned. They both make 500 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque. I mean, the thing is absolutely massive in this truck, but clearly fitment wasn't an issue because this engine fits quite nicely in the Ram platform, and I can't imagine that it really fits in anything else. But look at all the room you have if you want to throw a nice set of headers in this truck. Also, I noticed if you don't like someone that has one of these trucks, you can just snip their throttle cables. They're right out there in the open. But yeah, the radiator is absolutely massive. Check it out, it even goes like under the front bumper cover. And yeah, it is just such a cool truck. Easily one of the coolest things that Dodge has ever produced. Also, I found this pretty interesting. Got the world's fastest production truck plaque in the engine bay, just in case you forget. I believe this truck actually still holds the highest top speed record for any production truck. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, it does about 154 miles an hour, and everyone says the Ram TRX or the Ford Raptor R is the fastest truck. Yeah, it has a faster 0 to 60, but those things only do like 120 miles an hour because they're limited due to the tire setup and stuff. But it's the type of vehicle, if you take your girlfriend for a drive, she's either gonna love it or she's gonna hate it.
Can you calm down? Can you just drive normal? I feel dizzy.
We're in a Ram SRT-10. Like, I've always wanted one of these trucks, and I was like a little frustrated because it's really hard to find a good regular cab short bed SRT-10 for like a decent price, because you know these things trade for, you know, if you want a good one, it's about 30,000 bucks, and a lot of people like think they're worth more than what they actually are. So finding one that's actually like priced right is actually pretty difficult, but I'm glad I found this truck. Now, to the untrained eye, this may look like your average third-generation Dodge Ram, but in fact, the Ram SRT-10 has a few differences that are unique to this truck only, and they are 22-inch Viper-styled wheels, a functional wing, it has bigger brakes, Ram Air. They also have a unique lower bumper cover that is unique to these trucks, but there's just something about the way these trucks look. They just look absolutely menacing. I think it's a really attractive truck. There's not a single bad angle on it. And I love the lower bumper on this truck. It just makes it look so much more aggressive, especially with these nice 22-inch polished wheels. My favorite part of the outside is obviously the wing. Some people don't like it, and I can't really understand why. It really is what makes this truck look super sporty, and it's really, really unique. Like, there's no other factory truck that has a wing. The tailgate's super heavy. Yeah, the wing makes it a little inconvenient. You really can't put all that much in the bed, besides maybe like a few sheets of plywood. But if you want to do 155 miles an hour, you need this wing because it is actually functional downforce. This wing plus a bed cover, in theory, this truck will do 154 miles an hour, which is still pretty crazy to this day. Like, imagine if Dodge brought back the SRT-10 with like the 5th generation Viper engine, but you know, it's not gonna happen. They're too busy being idiots, but they seem to drop the Hellcat engine in pretty much anything. That would be pretty sick if they put the Hellcat engine in a short bed truck, but you know, I get it. The SRT-10s, they're kind of expensive, but you really can't go wrong with them because it's like you're getting a Dodge Viper for half the price. It's a little more practical, and they're definitely not going down in value anytime soon. So I think very highly of this Chrysler product. I don't think highly of all of them, but Mopa, that's all I gotta say. Mopa.